Hello everyone. Today's topic is something very basic. It's about God. Everybody has their own idea of what God is, based on wherever they were born into, the family, the religion, the society, the culture. However, the influence that they have in their life through people, relationship, companionships, books, media, and personal experiences, and by observing and watching others. The idea comes from different reasons. It's just that it's up to us sometimes to choose what is positive thought, uh, you know to choose the positive thought that comes to us, because we are a conscious being. So is the universe, so is the God. So the idea of God is unconditional love. People who believe in nature, people who believe in just energies but not any particular, names or something like that. There are people who particularly believe certain local deities or bigger deities, gods, angels, or there are people who believe in, source, the actual source of every single thing that runs the universe, the energy that runs the universe, that is unconditionally loving. Everybody is in a different level of spiritual awakening in their path. Because of that, everybody's understanding of what God is can be very different from person to person. Even if you're born in a same family, it is totally possible. It's usually that is how it is. It's even if you believe in a same God, your relationship with the God can be very different from each other, from one to another. Relationship with the God is personal. It has nothing to do with others or whoever says that this is how it's supposed to be doing, this is how it's supposed to be. It is like how we perceive things. God is basically an energy of unconditional love. There is no demand, there is no judgment, there is no ordering around. It is not like a parent and child relationship that human has, but it is like a parent and a child relationship that soul has with the God. you know the fear comes from illusions that that's on earth. Out of that there is no fear. It is completely different. It is a three-dimensional idea of fear. It's very different. If you ascend to the higher dimensions, there are a lot of people say, when we are in an astral realm, we do not feel fear at all. There are a lot of people who, on a regular basis, they go out of the body willingly or sometimes without realizing, and we all have the ability to travel. Some people remember, some people doesn't remember, because most people, no, they think that it's only possible for those people who are psychic. Basically, we are all have this ability to be that spiritually inclined person. Some people choose to observe it, some people doesn't choose to observe it, some people doesn't get the idea because they are too logical or too engrossed in their own life because of whatever they have been learning on earth through religion, society, family, people, books, their own understanding of what life is, this is, that is it's because so basically, when we are in a higher mode, in our higher self mode, fear leaves that space. This is exactly when people meditate. They feel that calmness, that benevolence, that that positive energy within themselves, because they reach out to a higher dimension energetically, because the higher dimension is always benevolent, it's always loving, it's caring, it's very comforting, it's very unconditional loving. This is exactly why when people who are in an anxious mode, they either meditate or they call in God because they couldn't believe in themselves. Basically, when we increase our vibrations through these kind of a things, which means we are actually letting go of the negative influence of the earth, and we are embracing our true self, our true identity. And when we do that, we can reach out to the energy of divine, that is godly energy. So this is specifically for those people who live in a fear of God, no matter what kind of religion you are. That is not exactly, there are a lot of things going on. Earth has free will because you choose to believe so. So this is very simple to understand, because you choose to believe so. So that is how it is. So this is always good to drop every kind of a negative belief system and hold on to what is actually good for us. I'll give this a simple example. If somebody is bitten by, I don't know, a dog or a snake even, would you really sit down there and cry and wail and, throw tantrums and say, why it happened? And are you gonna go search for the snake? Why did you bite me? It's not so, right? It's common thing. If you're an adult, then you definitely go and either tell somebody and directly go to the hospital or something, because you go for the solution. Our life is like that in every angle, in all areas of our life. No, the moment we see something, it's always better that we seek solution instead of wondering why it happened, why it's happening, because free will says this is how it is. We believe and we receive. So this is very essential if you really somebody who really want to change your life in a positive way. It's very essential to change your personal belief system, especially regarding your own self. I'm generally speaking, it's very essential that we change our personal belief system regarding ourselves, regarding other people, and regarding the energy of God. God is simply a form of unconditional love. It doesn't demand, it doesn't judge us, it doesn't hold grudges, it doesn't punish us, it doesn't demand anything, it doesn't have any requirement to love you as well. The understanding of what is right, what is wrong is completely different in a spiritual realm. Because, even on earth, if you take a same set of people or same set of a timeline, if you go into different family, if you go into different religion, if you go into different geographical conditions in the same timeline, in different countries, different continents, different religion, different families, different social and cultural settings, the idea of right and wrong is different in different ways on all areas if you take any area. So even in a same timeline, the idea of right and wrong can be very different. So whatever right is, whatever wrong is, let the divine decide. That is the first thing that we can do to ourselves, because there are a lot of people do lot of neglecting, abusing themselves, abandoning self in the name of the God, because they think that is what it's supposed to be. So this is exactly why we need to change the perspective of what God is. God is basically a being. You name it, you doesn't name it, it doesn't matter. They are all benevolent. They are all loving, very kind, very empathetic, very understanding, accepting. Unconditional love means there is no place for any judgment. So when you understand that, it helps us. When we understand that God is unconditionally loving, it helps us becoming kind to ourselves, which is our duty as a human, to be kind to ourselves, to be kind to those who are kind to us, and to accept the divine grace. This is three things that we can do to make our life better. Surrendering to the divine, submitting to the divine, it doesn't mean that you have to let go of who you are and behave like a slave. Any parent who really loves you would not want their children to be slaves of them. They want their children to be healthy, happy, receive all the abundance, and thrive and smile and live in peace and stability and believe in themselves and, want their children to bloom. God wants the same thing. No matter what you have the idea of God is, if there are a lot of people question because, there are a lot of things goes on earth. So they see, so why God let those kind of things happen? Do you know everything about everything that's happening on earth? We don't know, right? How many people know every single thing? So if you know every single thing that goes on earth, you wouldn't be on earth. A simple explanation. There are things that we know. There are things that we know that are not right as well. There are things that we know that is right. There are things that we do not know. So it's very good if we decided to be the seeker of truth and seek that guidance, that truth from the divine directly. So first step is letting go of this control issue that I. Basically, this is the ego of our own understanding of what life is comes through that, and I. That is just the ego of the mind. When we calm down our body relaxed, our brain is relaxed, then we can easily let go of this ego, this control issue, and surrender to the divine. Then we realize that it's actually them standing by our side, telling us to do this, do that. And if we had listened, it would have been better for us because they always think and do things that is for our highest good. What divine does every single thing that's for our highest good. There is no selfishness. There is no other, any negative ideology comes from the divine itself. So this is exactly divine God. It's all, higher energies that connected to the realm of light. They can only bring that light, love, peace and stability to our life. All we have to do is ask them and know that they're doing it and let them by retracting back, by cutting our ego away. It's okay to have a lot of confusions or questions about all of those things, because the more we question, if we become a seeker, if we seek this guidance directly from the divine, it's better to receive clarity directly from the divine sources other than searching for the answers from other humans. This is not the ego, because humans have an ability to distort things within their own understanding because of their understanding of what life is, because of their own spiritual ascension that's happening within them, because of their own ability to perceive things. Perception changes a lot of truth. It can distort one thing, that it can actually give you the realistic idea of what it is. Human being a parent and a God being a parent is a two clearly different thing. So it's very good that if you believe in something, whether you believe in yourself, actually this is exactly the same thing. My spirit guardians always used to tell me, believe in yourself. That's enough. Having a connection with the divine, it eases our life. But believing in ourselves, because of the free will on earth, when we believe in ourselves, it means we believe in something that is greater. It means when we are in a positive mode, when we believe in ourselves, we imagine, we assume, we think, we desire, we hope, we expect good things. When we do that, it becomes easier for the divine to bring that to our life. And we have to learn. Sometimes people doesn't know how to receive good things, in life, and we have to learn to be in a place of receiving good things in life, because as simple as it is, because people with a lot of trauma doesn't know how to receive. For example, if somebody with a lot of trauma, if they do something really good to somebody else and the second person says thank you, this person wouldn't even say, they don't even know how to say welcome. They probably will say, no, I didn't do anything, it's okay, you don't need to thank me at all. That rejection, they don't even realize, because they feel like guilty about it. It is nothing wrong to receive thank you from person and accepting it, because they don't know how to receive good things in their life because of the drama. See, this is one of the simple thing. that people usually hold on to because they don't know subconsciously how to receive. So when we cut out all the processed food, eat less, eat home cooked meal, meditate, cut out all the toxic behaviors, thinking, change our subconscious, and make a lot of changes, we can do a lot of things. Sorry for the disturbance. That was unexpected. uh, I'll give one more example. There are people, if you're somebody who's practicing some spiritual practices, and if you miss just for one day, and some people who are too much into this, God things, spiritual things, and feeling that if you miss that, for the going to the temple on a particular day, if you miss one day, something will happen. Those kind of belief system, it's because of your free will. You are creating such things in your life. So divine always uplifts, it always loves, it's always unconditional loving. That is all we wanted to say. That's all.